Now our clock back, which remembers a man who died 8 years ago this month.
I was 1 year old, and all that I can remember was that I was already kicking a ball. I did nothing else. I went to school, but otherwise I was always playing football. I was out on the street or in the park. That's all I did. The football was always with me.
Ferenc Puskas was one of the greatest footballers ever to play the game. Short, rotund and gifted with a devastating left-foot shot, the Hungarian striker was the world's most prolific goal-scorer in the 2 decades following the Second World War. Puskás rose to fame in the 1940s, playing for army side Honvéd, for whom he scored 357 goals in 354 games. He made his international debut in 1945, and 7 years later scored one of the goals that won Hungary Olympic gold at the Helsinki Games. In 1953, Hungary, with Puskás as captain, travelled to Wembley to play England in a friendly. The team's revolutionary 4-2-4 formation and the brilliance of Kocsis, Bosik, Hidegkuti and Puskás in particular meant that the hosts were beaten at Wembley by overseas opposition for the first time. Hungary won 6-3, with Puskás scoring twice, including this memorable drag-back goal, which flummoxed England captain Billy Wright. They proved it was no one-off by winning 7-1 in Hungary the following year, destroying the myth of English football supremacy. Hungary travelled to the 1954 World Cup as outstanding favourites, but suffered a shock defeat in the final against West Germany after hammering them 8-3 in the group stage. They're still considered the best team not to have won the World Cup.
I think it was bad luck, as we should have won. After leading 2-0, we then trailed 2-3, and I scored a goal which was disallowed. It doesn't matter. The ball is round, as they say. Referees run around, and some blow their whistles and make mistakes, just as we footballers make mistakes. Maybe something happened that I haven't found out about yet, but that match was taken away from us.
Nominally a major in the Hungarian army, Puskás's life was changed forever when the Soviets invaded Hungary in 1956 to crush the pro-democracy uprising. Puskás was on tour in Spain with Honvéd at the time and chose to remain in exile. He signed for Real Madrid in 1958. At 31, Puskás was overweight and considered over the hill. He responded by becoming La Liga's top scorer 4 times, as Real won 5 Spanish titles in a row. The team is still widely considered the greatest club side ever, and their high point came in the 1960 European Cup final, when Real Madrid routed a talented Eintracht Frankfurt side 7-3. Puskás was on devastating form, scoring 4 times. He retired as a player at the age of 38, but 2 decades of globe-trotting followed. Puskás took up coaching positions on 5 continents, the highlight of which was managing Greece side Panathinaikos to the 1971 European Cup final. In retirement, he lived in a modest apartment in the centre of Madrid with Erzsébet, who he married in 1950. He finally returned to Hungary in the early 1980s and briefly became Hungarian national coach before being given the honorary title of Hungarian Sports Ambassador in 1999. His final years were blighted by ill health, but he remained a revered figure within football and a national icon in Hungary. Puskás died on the 17th of November 2006, aged 79. He's remembered best as one of the greatest goal scorers ever and a leading figure in 2 of the game's greatest teams, the mighty Magyars and Real Madrid.
Please don't compare me to anyone else. Just let me be where I am, where I was, where I played football and where I coached for 26 years. Because what I have done I've done for myself.
Én amit csináltam magamnak.